All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. And I'm just going to babble on here for a little while. Ha, ha. Which I normally do anyway. So, I can't do a split screen because I'm using my tablet and it doesn't have that feature. And my phone is... I need a SD card so I can clear it. It's 100% used on the internal, 100% on the external, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, might as well talk about tents since that's what I'm sitting here looking at. And I'm not going to be able to get a sunset because it was really weird about, right about where you see that lighter spot there, right in the center of the screen. I saw what looked like the moon and I went, oh, no, that's the sun, you know. I mean, it was so clouded, it looked about exactly like a full moon, although a wee bit bigger. But anyway, there's one patch of blue up there. Okay, bring it back down without getting dizzy. So on the subject of tents, this one is I like it, a lot of things about it, and there's things I don't like about it. Like I said, the doors do not close at the bottom. There's no feature there. And because of that, like this guy, I was going to look at Rocky Hollow, yeah, he's got 2 good videos on this tent. Overall, it's good. It is waterproof, which is a big plus. And there are 2 products that you can get which which excellent. Nick Wax is one, and I can't remember the other one's a little bit harder to remember, but you know, you can look up videos on them, waterproofing tents. You spray them on and they just totally waterproof it. It's amazing. So there's some high-tech stuff there to help out. Of course, your seams really need to be coated. And they're, you know, the seams are all sealed on this thing, so that's the pluses. Guy said it stood up to a near tornado and some real heavy rain, so that's good. You think about it, okay, the rain running off this tent, it cannot pool up. A lot of tents, you know, a cup of water pooling up very rapidly becomes a quart, becomes a gallon, becomes 5 gallons, and pretty soon crushed tent. So you don't want that because it pretty well usually it'll destroy the tent. So think about it. I mean, this thing is, you know, when it says in I think it's Ezekiel, every straight wall shall come down. Well, an earthquake can't hurt this thing. So, but look at it's like an A-frame house, you know, the angle is very steep and there's no place for water to pool up, and it pretty well has to run off. So that's a big plus right there. You can see the black seam around there, the black edge there, it kind of hangs out a little bit, and it just kind of is there. It doesn't stake down. You could get techie and put some grommet holes in it, but it would probably not do it much good. So those are, you know, it's similar to the Sportsman's Guide. Windows are pretty much the same. The lower things are air vents. They got 2 zippers. I showed that in another video. Of course, I don't remember if I had 2 videos go bad. So, well, there's I think that's about where the sun is. See the butterfly? That thing's just floating on the breeze. Okay, so those are all good features. I went in there with my laser thermometer when the sun was out earlier today. The black on the floor where the sun was like 150 degrees. And the cupola up there was 90 something, 95, I think. So big difference. The thing was working. In other words, you would think it would have been really hot up there where the heat rises to, but the heat was really being collected on the floor, and then it was actually venting itself. So these are good for winter or summer, either one. theoretical. Well, Tipi is much better, but I'm not even going to start on that because 3 hours later I'll have to stop talking just by dint of no memory. Not mine, the memory on the things. Anyway, there are no pouches, no slots, no places to hang anything inside. Not even a lantern. So that's, I think, ridiculous. You can make tension things that hang around the center pole, and you can hang something on that. Teepees, they make them out of, like, horseshoes. You bend it around, and then it tensions and kind of cams, the weight of it cams onto the pole. So something could be done there. There's no loops to hang anything, except for the catch loops for those windows. There's tensioners for those. And there's some little bitty loops in there that you can hang a small, lantern onto. So that's a wee bit of Tyvek sticking out there. That's not trash. I've got a fire ready to do a little bit later. Those are fire screens laying there to the left, rake, and then a bunch of bushes that we cut down, Jersey cut down. That would be my fuel for the fire. That's about it on that. I think I'm going to just call this one good. I like a lot of things about this tent. Some of them are not so cool. I had to, like I said, manually tension every one of those things for the bonnet by hand. I had to take it down, which is not that big of a deal, lay the pole down. So you can get two of them from the door. Either side, you could almost get, just can't quite reach over and get that other one. Anyway, so there's 8 of those. 2, 4, 6, yeah, 8. It's an octagonal base teepee. So it's pretty close to being round, very efficient, very good. Stand up to a high wind. People have had them out in high winds and they stand up well. And of course, wind and snow is good. Ice would be a problem. An ice storm would be seriously, you'd have to have some heat in there to get the ice off or crack it off. One guy's had his out multiple times and it's still in good shape, still waterproof, so that's a plus. So, alrighty, just a little bit of background information on teepees and things. Single pole, very good, very easy to set up. Stake it out, stick the pole in, boom, you're up. And even if you had to just start throwing things in there right then, if somebody went around tensioning the things, you could have it up and have gear inside in a matter of minutes, 10 minutes or so, especially with 2 people doing it. So that's about it. So, all right, this is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant. And please like, share, and subscribe. Really, I mean that helps a lot. And I sat at like 3,800 for a long time, 3940, and then all of a sudden I glanced at it and it was 4,040. So I got over the 4,000 hump. I need to have a giveaway or something, or some kind of contest to shoot for 5,000. So. Alrighty, I'm doing what I can. I'm just one old person doing this all by themselves and all by himself. I wish I was more than one person. Alrighty. Yahweh bless everyone. It's Feast of Tabernacles. Get yourself a good tent. A good tent. A good tent is a 4-season tent. If you're into prepping, if you're into survival, if you're into any kind of a prepper, shelter is critical. Shelter is your paramount concern in a survival situation. Food you can worry about sometime within the next 3 weeks. Water you can worry about sometime in the next 3 days. Shelter you got to have within 3 hours if you're in a bad, type of situation. Now, if you're in a climate you can predict you're always going to be in a climate where you can just lay down on the ground and go to sleep and be fine. Most parts of the country that does not happen. So get a good tent. Get a 4-season tent. Basically one with a rain fly and a full rain fly and, waterproof capability. High wind, high water, get it. I may just seal those doors up and turn the sprinkler on. I want to do it before. Oh, it's starting to clear up. Huh. Isn't that weird? In the time I've talked, 10 minutes, it's looking like we might have clear skies. Might be able to see a sunset, who knows? So do yourself a favor, get good shelter. If you're one person, get a 2 or 3 person shelter so you can shelter somebody else in it. For 4-man person tent. Get a good tent. I'm serious. It will stand you in good stead. You won't have it being crushed in the rain and blown away by a tornado. I survived a tornado, very close tornado, in a dome tent. Basically North Face VE25. I had to hold the stakes down because I didn't stake in the north end, and the tornado came from the north. It was the weirdest situation. And it was whipping. It was lifting me up off the ground, but I arched my back and put my whole body weight into my 2 hands to hold them down. So, alrighty, that's about it. All right, we'll see ya. Good night. Yahweh bless.